Alright guys, AshbyFC here, and welcome to another Game Pickups episode. This will be episode 3. Sorry it's been such a long time since last episode, but that is because... Nope, can't think of a bullshit excuse. Okay, the usual laziness, forgetfulness, incompetence, ness. Let's just do the fucking video. Alright, so, I've got a good one. I'm going to save that till last. My best pickup yet. Oh, I'm so happy about this. Yeah, that's at the end. But just before we start, PC games. I've got some PC games, of course. That's always digital, unfortunately, so I'm not really going to talk really, much about those. It's all about the physical. But those games, Far Cry 5, I'm currently playing through that. Just got back into that again. It's a lot of fun. One of the better Far Cries. Vampire, but I've not sunk my teeth into that yet. So I did there. Vampire? So no? Okay. Jurassic World Evolution, fun. No Operation Genesis, but fun. And Kingdom Come Deliverance, which is an excellent game despite being rough in a few areas. I beat that a month or two ago. So yeah, those are my PC games. Anyway, on with the physical. So we'll start off with a couple of Nintendo DS games. And those are a couple of Kirby games. So we've got Kirby Canvas Curse right there, Bastard Glare, and Kirby Mouse Attack. Now you may notice this is an American game and this is a PAL game. The reason for this is, well, first of all, I am a big Kirby fan, been a long time Kirby fan, don't know if I've ever mentioned that before on the channel, but it's true. And I would love to own the whole Kirby collection, although that's probably not going to happen because, one, some of the other ones are really hard to find and also really goddamn expensive. I mean, I've seriously seen Kirby 64 going for like 500 quid. Bear in mind it was like brand new, but still, you know, even when it's not, it's still really expensive, and it's like, no. So, yeah, it's probably not going to happen. But anyway, I brought up like a wiki page of a list of Kirby games so I could see, you know, what I've got, what I need to buy. But I'd brought up a list of all the American names, because, yeah, you know, some games have different names in different regions. Of course, I'd not considered that, because I'm an idiot. So yeah, I saw Canvas Curse, so I went on eBay, I'm typing in Canvas Curse, and I'm like, why can I not find any goddamn PAL copies? What the hell is wrong with eBay? So I thought, well, you know, 3DS is region free, I'll just get this, and I did. And then I realised, yeah, it's called, I think Power Paintbrush is the PAL name for it, so I was like, oh, for God's sake. So, yeah, I'll have to get that. Just because it looks weird on my shelf. All the games are over there, and you know the cases are different. Like we got the thicker, translucent cases, and the Americans have got the thinner black case with the actual proper logo on the side. We just get the usual generic shitty black font because fuck Power Regions, right? So yeah. Anyway, yeah, I realised at this point. So this is a Mouse Attack. It's called Squeak Squad in North America. So yeah. So yeah, I got those two right there. I haven't played either of these two, so I'll get around to these at some point. Anyway, moving on to just a one 3DS game. Again, Kirby, and that's Kirby Triple Deluxe. I think this is called the same name everywhere. And I think the 3DS is the same cases in all regions, just the thinner white case. So, yeah, I haven't played this one either. Looks a lot of fun. No doubt it will be. So, yeah. It's Kirby Triple Deluxe. Alright, so moving on to Nintendo Switch. How many games have I got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Switch games. I'm getting quite a decent library of Switch games going on at the moment. The Switch is just absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. Anyway, so first off, what should we grab here? Yeah, okay. Bayonetta, I had to grab this. This is Bayonetta 1 and 2. You get 2 on the cartridge, and then you get a downloadable code for 1. Had to get these because Bayonetta 1 and 2 are 2 of the finest action games ever made by the kings of action games, being Platinum Games. So yeah, I've got 3 different versions of Bayonetta 1 now. I got it on Steam, I got it on Xbox 360, and now I've got this. And I've got 2 versions of Bayonetta 2 because I've got the Wii U version and I've got this version. I love them so much, I'll buy them multiple times. And you know, I want to support the Switch, support Platinum Games, and plus portable. So yeah, these 2 just absolutely incredible games. Action games do not come much better than this. I would have said Bayonetta 2 was Platinum's best game until Nier Automata came along. Wow, that game is just phenomenal. So yeah, that's my favourite Platinum Games game. Yeah, so yeah, Bayonetta 1 and 2, and Bayonetta 3 is also coming to the Switch at some point in the future. Can't wait for that. What else we got? Oh yeah, we got Mario Tennis Aces right here. My first Mario Tennis game. I think they've been coming out since the N64. Thought, go on then, I'll grab this, and it's a lot of fun. You know, it's not a realistic take on tennis, obviously. You got all these funny, funky moves you can pull off, and all the Nintendo characters are in there. There's a little single-player campaign in here, which is fun, and I've been playing quite a lot of the online tournaments, which is also a lot of fun. Even though I can never make it past the first round, I'm so bad at this game. I just get destroyed, but it's still fun. Yeah, it's a great game. I definitely recommend it. Yeah, I'm not only on for tennis. I think the last tennis game I played prior to this was Virtua Tennis on the Dreamcast. I think that also was in the arcade as well, or am I thinking of Virtua Soccer? Could have been both, I don't know. And then before that, when I was a little kid, Pete Sampras Tennis on the Sega Mega Drive. Holy shit! The reason I like that though, because, well, I used to play with my brother, and he was a lot better than me, but there was this like bonus mode you could get, where I think there's like an egg that was walking across the net. I think you had to try and hit the egg, and I loved that. That was enough for me to like the game there, trying to hit an egg. So I was a simple child. But yeah, so Mario Tennis Aces was a lot of fun. We also, well, continuing on with Kirby. Kirby Star Allies, the latest Kirby release, and another fantastic Kirby game. I mean, it's classic Kirby, you know, for the most part, got that charm, looks amazing, you know, visual-wise. Brilliant level design. I love all the abilities you can get, and you can sort of like make friends with the enemies, and you can combine the abilities, and it's an absolute blast. Another awesome Kirby game. I've enjoyed every Kirby game I've ever played. So yeah, it's a brilliant platformer. A bit on the easy side, but there's nothing wrong with that. You know, not every game has to be hard. But yeah, another fantastic game on the Switch right there. And also, I had to get this as well, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. I got this twice as well, because I've also got this on a Wii U, because this is a port of a Wii U game. Now, I have been critical of remasters in the past. It's not because I'm against them, because I'm not, because I've bought quite a lot of them. And this is a more recent one here. It was the sheer amount of them we were getting at one point. Like, at the beginning of this generation, it was just remasters galore, like nothing new was coming out, and that's what I was getting frustrated about. And it was just the sheer amount of them, and the fact that some of them are just quite lazy cash grabs, they crap ports, sometimes even worse than the original, you know. But when they're done right, and you know, as long as it's a game that, you know, hasn't like only just come out, like they've been remastering games that have, you think, God, that game came out what, just a year ago, and they're already fucking remastering it and giving it an annoying name like the Definitive Edition or the Complete Edition. So alright, you're admitting you sold as the Incomplete Edition, you twats. That really winds me up with that. But I don't mind with Nintendo, because obviously the Wii U flopped hard. It was a massive flop, and no one bought one, and you know, so I think it's alright Nintendo are porting some of the games, because it'll give people a chance to play them that, you know, didn't get a Wii U, and obviously the Switch is selling better, so it's good for those games and the companies that made them. So yeah, no problem with that. I'd like to see them bring more. For example, Xenoblade Chronicles X would be awesome, get that on there. But yeah, this is an absolute masterpiece of a platformer. Probably the best 2D platformer since Donkey Kong Country 2, and Donkey Kong Country is my all-time favourite 2D platforming series. This is just absolutely phenomenal. I could talk about this all day. The level design is amazing. You know, it's really hard. You know, Donkey Kong Country always has been hard. You know, if you want to get all the jigsaw pieces and, you know, 100% it, it's probably going to age you about 10 years. It's freaking hard. And the music is just the icing on the cake. They brought back David Wise, who's such an incredible composer. You know, he composed a lot of rare games back in the day, including, you know, the Donkey Kong Country games. And you know, he's remixed a lot of his old songs, so there's a massive blast of nostalgia. You know, like things like Cave Dwellers concerts in there, Sticker Brush Symphony, Lockjaw Saga, Aquatic Ambience. So that's just awesome. You know, it's like going back to my childhood hearing those. But then he's done a whole bunch of new stuff, and it's all amazing. Absolutely phenomenal game. You've got to play this. You've just got to. It's so good. And the last couple of Switch games, I got a couple of RPGs. First one is Lost Sphere. I got this really cheap, so I thought, you know, check it out. I got this off Amazon, I think. This is Square Enix. I've literally played about 5 minutes. It seemed pretty cool. It seemed like a very just traditional RPG, which I love JRPG. You know, like you know, going to towns, going to weapon and armor shop, and things like that. And I love the old school feel. That's what it seemed like anyway, playing that. So I'll enjoy it. You know, there's very few JRPGs that I've not enjoyed, including some of the ones that didn't get good reviews, like for example, a game that came out ages ago on the 360, Infinite Undiscovery, didn't get good reviews. I loved that game. And also The Last Remnant as well. It's one of my favourite JRPGs. That didn't get the best reviews, and I loved it. So I'll probably enjoy this as well. And finally, a game that I just got today, actually. Yeah, just got delivered today. Ordered it online. Been looking forward to it. I'm going to actually start playing this as soon as I finish this recording right here. Octopath Traveler. Been really looking forward to this. And yeah, this is also Square Enix, and it just looks amazing. I know I'm going to love this. They're calling it unique HD 2D graphics. I guess it's got like a sort of like a 2.5D in a way, but it looks amazing because it is like HD, but it's got that Super Nintendo look to it. I just love the visuals of this game. And it's called Octopath Traveler because you've got 8 different characters with 8 different stories, which seems pretty cool. So yeah, I don't know how the combat works, but it says it breaks the conventions of turn-based combat, so it's not just traditional. I think it's something like exploiting enemies' weakness and stuff like that, which sounds really interesting rather than just your typical, you know, attack with your most powerful things. There's fucking flying here. Why'd you? God damn it! Ugh. But yeah, as I said, I'm playing this as soon as switch this camera off. Should be good. Been looking forward to this one since it was announced like a year ago or something like that, maybe longer. Anyway, let's move it on quickly. We're going on a bit too long here, aren't we? PlayStation 4 next. Got quite a few here. It's basically been my platform of choice so far this generation. So what have we got? Okay, we got Secret of Mana, the remake. Haven't even opened this. Had it, I think, pretty much since it came out. But I want to go back through and play the original Super Nintendo, because it's been years since I played that, and then I'll play that and then probably check this out. So it could be a while before I get around to this, but I'll probably like it. I think it's generally considered a good game. Definitely not as good as the original, but still, you know, a fun game. So yeah, we also got Dynasty Warriors 9. It's dog shit. Nothing else to say about that. Do not like that game at all. Waste of money. Also got Dark Souls 2 here. Again, this was really cheap on Amazon. I actually have it on Steam, but this is the Scholar of the First Sins. I think it has like the 3 bits of DLC. Crown of the Sunken King, Crown of the Old Iron King, and Crown of the Ivory King. Never beat Dark Souls 2. Probably got about a quarter of the way through it and then just stopped. Not because I didn't like it, but I just wanted to play other stuff. That happens a lot, so I'll get around to it one day. And Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne, which is also on my shelf over there. Next is Attack on Titan 2. Haven't got around to playing this yet, but I actually really enjoyed the first game, which I had on Steam. That was actually a lot of fun, despite me not really being a huge fan of the anime. I mean, I've already talked about this, I'm not really an anime fan, which is weird considering a lot of the games I play. But it's alright, the anime. It's not something, I know a lot of people raved about it. I kind of like a lot of things about it, but it just drags on a bit too much for me. I get annoyed by a lot of characters. But yeah, I really enjoyed the first game, you know, and despite being a licensed game, so this was only quite cheap as well. It was like 20 quid more on Steam. I would have gone for the PC version, but I'm like, why is it 20 quid more on Steam? Digital. I don't get it, but yeah, it's Attack on Titan 2. Also, I got a game I haven't opened or started this for a while. This is Valkyria Chronicles. This is another remaster game. I think it was originally a PS3 game. I think there's like 3 other games. I think there's another one coming. This is Sega. I think it's like a it's set in 1930s. It's like it's classed as an RPG, a turn-based RPG third-person shooter. It sounds kind of interesting. It's not something I'm familiar with, so yeah, this was recommended to me by a friend at work, so I'll check it out at some point. I mean, my backlog of games is like, there's years and years. If I live to retirement age, I know what I'm doing. What else we got? Also got Detroit Become Human. I played a little bit of this. Gonna get around to playing some more. Yeah, I really enjoyed it so far. I love Quantic Dreams games, you know, David Cage. They're fascinating to me. I know they're not for everyone, that's for sure. Some people don't like them all, and I get that. You know, they are very much interactive movies, you could describe them as. The gameplay is at a minimum. It's really about the stories, but I love them. I do, and yeah, I love how dark they are and stuff. And I love that, you know, David Cage, he's quite ballsy, you know, he writes about stuff, you know, just on taboo subjects a lot of devs wouldn't dare go near. You know, like Heavy Rain dealt with child abduction, and this deals, it's a little bit of like child abuse, like this father like beats his daughter to death, which caused a bit of controversy prior to its release. The usual people crying, you know, the older generation who've never played a video game in their entire life, clueless morons who are like, oh, it glorifies child abuse and it's going to encourage people, and just spouting complete shit, you know, having no idea, you know, what context it was in, and it's nothing like that, you know. It's fucking bullshit. Why can it be portrayed in, like, you know, TV and movies, but, oh, not video games? What's, you know, it's pathetic, honestly. But yeah, I've really enjoyed what I've played so far. I'll be getting back to that soon. Also got Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom. I haven't got around to playing this either, yeah. But I was looking forward to this because the first game, Wrath of the White Witch on PS3, is one of my all-time favourite JRPGs. So looking forward to this. I think this one has a different combat. It was sort of more or less traditional turn-based in the first game, but with there was like elements of Pokemon. What were they called? Familiars, I think they were called. You could like capture the enemies, and you could fight. They could fight for you, and you could like train them up, and they'd evolve, if I remember right. It was kind of cool, but I don't think this has that in there. It's an action sort of combat, I think. But I've no doubt I'll love it. But again, it's another JRPG, and you know they take so long. So many games, too little time. It's frustrating. Alright, next up is another game I think I got either today or yesterday. I think it was today, actually. No, it was yesterday. That is on PS4. That is Shining, again with a glare, Shining Resonance Refrain. Now, this is the Draconic Launch Edition. I'm just getting these bullshit launch editions. I order all my games online now pretty much because it's just way cheaper if you go to like the independent retailers. But I always end up getting the bullshit launch. Just give me a regular edition. I don't want... I hate this shit. It's got some sort of card sleeve, something I don't even care about. It's like some bullshit DLC we should have all had. But yeah, this is the latest game in the long-running Shining series, which goes back to, I think, 1991, Sega Mega Drive, Shining in the Darkness. There's all the Shining Force games as well. There's been a lot of them on different systems, you know, Sega Mega Drive, Sega CD, Sega Saturn. I'm not sure about it. There's quite a lot of games. It's been going for quite some time, and yeah, this is the latest one. So yeah, again, I'll check this out at some point. There's a lot of the Shining games I've never actually played, so I've only played Shining in the Darkness and Shining Force 1 and 2. So that'd be actually another series I'd like to play through in all the months of the Shining series. So again, it's going to be tricky because there's a lot of them, and some of them were never released outside Japan. So yeah. Anyway, and also last two on PS4, I think we got Yakuza 6 Song of Life. I beat this last week or the week before. And of course I absolutely loved it. I've hopped on about this series so much on this channel. I've done a few playthroughs. But yeah, this is the final game in Kazuma Kiryu's story. So it's sort of the end after all these years. But, you know, I guess it was about time. You know, I think he's like 48 years old in this game now, and, you know, there's been so many of them. You know, I think his story's pretty much been told. It's time to move on. The series will continue. There's going to be Yakuza 7. We're going to have a new character this time around. But yeah, this is an awesome game, but I will admit, possibly the weakest of the series. Maybe better than the first, but there were some disappointments. I think one of the reasons is, I mean, these games are on a pretty tight development schedule. They come out frequently in Japan, which is amazing how much content they have in them, considering how little development time they get. But they built a brand new engine for this, the Dragon engine. The rest of the games have pretty much been on the same engine. They've just like modified it and tweaked it. But yeah, brand new engine for this with physics and all sorts of stuff, which was really cool. But I think that ate into a lot of the development time, and it kind of shows because the combat's way more streamlined, and they've significantly reduced the heat moves, so there's less variation. I've always loved the heat moves. The story definitely was one of the weakest. It's still good, but you know, they've always had such strong, awesome stories, and this one didn't quite get me into it as much. There was a lack of certain characters. I don't want to spoil anything, but two particular characters. One in particular I love. He's barely even in the game, which seems weird. He's been in all the others quite quite heavily featured. A lot less mini games. Yeah, they had to make a few cutbacks. It's still a fantastic game, and I do think a great ending for Kiryu, but yeah, probably one of the weaker ones, but still awesome, you know. And then finally, of course, we got Game of the Year for me so far, God of War. I'll try not to go on about this too much. Just absolute masterpiece. Did a full play from my channel, longest playthrough I've ever done. Absolutely phenomenal. The best God of War, definitely. Obviously, it brought some big changes to the series, but the series needed it, and they were all for the best. I love everything about it. The more sort of open worldy approach, you know, all the sort of side quests. Definitely the biggest God of War ever. There's so much. Oh, there's a lot of hours in this game. I 100% of it got all the trophies. I don't normally do that. Great story, love the new combat, visually probably the most stunning game I've ever seen. It's just absolutely phenomenal, and all those awesome God of War moments where you're just like, holy shit, what am I seeing right now? Yeah, can't wait for the next one. Cannot wait. Loving this this Norse mythology. So, oh, it's just phenomenal. The best game on PlayStation 4, definitely. Which brings us to the final game. Told you, saving this one to last. Definitely my best pickup in the yeah, definitely most proud to have this in my whole collection, because I've wanted this for so long. I'll give you a clue. Sega Dreamcast. This is actually the second game in the series, and remained the second game for like 15, 16 years or something. Never thought it was gonna get another game, thought it was gonna remain unfinished. 12 years old when I beat this. Any ideas? Let's cue the music. Shenmue 2 on Sega Dreamcast in mint condition. Look at this beauty. Look at this beauty. Oh, I've wanted this for so long, but I'd only accept, you know, complete in, you know, good condition. And it was hard to find, very expensive. Usually you could find it discs missing, cracked cases, you know, card sleeve all tatty. But I looked a few days ago and I spotted this one, you know, complete. It said mint condition, not a single mark on this thing. And I bid on it, and I was the only bidder, and I won it. And I mean, it wasn't cheap, but for what it can go for, I got a damn good deal on this. Very lucky. Yeah, man. So yeah, it's got the card sleeve there, and we got the cases with no cracks in them. See, the thing is with the Dreamcast cases, well, if you've owned them, they're the worst cases ever. They are, I don't know, they must have really cheaped out Sega on these. Like, breathe on these too heavy and they will explode. They're awful. Such fragile pieces of shit. So, be careful with those. But, oh man, yeah, I've wanted this back for years. I mean, I do own the game on Xbox, the shit version with the god-awful English voice acting. This was the original version. It didn't come out in North America on Dreamcast, only the Xbox version a little while later. One of those rare cases where we here in Europe got a game that the Americans didn't. Usually it's the other way around. Yeah, I got this for Christmas back in the day. 12-year-old me. I loved it. All my all-time favorite, as is the first. Got to get the first game as well. That's harder to find and even more expensive. I'm still searching. I'll get it one day. But oh, so happy with this. Shenmue 2. Of course, can't wait for Shenmue 3. God, I can't tell you how much this game means to me. Huge part of my childhood. Phenomenal. So glad to have this finally. I'll be even happy when I get the first game. Whenever that's going to be, I'll keep searching. Anyway, sorry, getting carried away there. But yeah, that's all the games right there for episode 3. Kind of been a long one this, I apologise. You know me, I ramble, but there were quite a few games to show. I need to give Shenmue 2 some decent time as well. So yeah, that's episode 3, guys. I'll try and make episode 4. You know, I won't try not to wait as long for that one. And I'll try and get some more retro games as well. I'm trying to get some more Sega Mega Drive games things like that. So yeah, I might have a bit more of a retro showcase next time. It'd be great if I could show you Shenmue 1 next time. Probably not going to happen, but you never know. But anyway guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon.